good evening everyone. JTL81 here, back in the commentary box for Late Night Racing's Thursday night series, the KTM Crossfire. Coming to you for round 9 from Barcelona in Spain. So, been a bit absent from the commentary box, and from the requests from a few of the viewers have asked for me to jump on back in and give it another crack. So, this series we are running, obviously, the KTMs. We have two different categories. We have the Pro class in the GT2s, as you can see here, Pickle in the GT2. Down in the bottom left here, you can see the little grey triangle on the bottom next to his number. Tells you that he's in the GT2. So he's in the Pro class, as well as Klaassen. Only two pros in here at the moment, and then we jump into the GT4s for the amateurs. So we've got a good spread of amateurs tonight. I believe there's about 9 so far. As you can see here, Gherkin, number 36, a new driver to the Late Nights Racing series. And he's only been on the wheel for a couple of months now, and slowly but surely he's getting faster and faster. And we have Temps about to start a lap there in the GT4. Cub also in a GT4. Beat up, sitting in the pits there. Just going through a setup, probably making sure tyre pressures are all correct before he heads on out. Hobbsy, aka the Dream Crusher, also in a GT4, running number 11 tonight. Lot McQueen, so GT4. CT's in a GT4 as well. And Mr. Late Night Racing himself, Sparrow, a GT4, still running the Bluey and Bingo colours on his car. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat, guys, to see who you think is going to win in both Pro Class and the amateurs. There's Zeus, another new driver, and he run a few races so far. He's come over from the dark side of Forza Motorsport and joined the Assetto Corsa crew. A little bit different physics and simulation, driving from Forza to here, so he's just trying to iron the bugs out. But give it time and he will be a force to reckon with in the near future. And we have Klaassen here, the other pro driver for tonight. Klaassen has come on in leaps and bounds over the last few months, and is one of these drivers now that is almost impossible to catch. So even for me, this guy is seconds quicker than anyone else in the field. So pretty much already say that might as well just hand that gold medal to him for tonight's race, because he'll probably just vanish off on his own. And then Silky has just joined us too. So we've got 3 pro drivers now, which is good. So we might be able to see Silky and Pickle have a good battle tonight, as Klaassen will most surely just drive away from the field. Tonight we have, if I just go back to the pits, we have currently going through a 20-minute practice session. Then we go into a 12-minute qualifying session. And then we go into a 40-minute race with 1 compulsory stop for tyres. So that will break up the field a little bit, and having the different classes too, there is a little bit of speed difference. It's usually about 10 seconds between the faster cars and the GT4s. So slowly but surely you'll see the Pro class catch up to the rear field of the AMs and have to make their way through. So if we have a quick look at the times, you can see here the Cubs put down a 1:59.9 in a GT4. As we just see CTs there go through with a 1:56.3, which is the quickest of the GT4s so far. Sparrow just out on a warm-up lap. Zeus back on track. Just getting the feel for it. As we watch Clarkson now come around, who has put a 1:47.9 on the board. So that's going to be a pretty tough time to try to get close to. See, Pickle's best is a 1:40.49, so he's just on 2 seconds off that. As we're watching him jump on board and we'll go for a lap. As he heads down into this hairpin, coming down into the fast sweeping chicane and head up onto the back straight. So it's going to be nice to use a little bit of ripple strip on both sides and ride out to the exit. Back up a lot to get it turned in there, so we've still got a bit of suspension setup needs to be worked on, or whether that's just the way the car runs, but he is almost a second up on his best lap here. So we'll stay on board here until the final section. And being Barcelona track 2, we are still running old style with the chicane through here. Not like in Formula 1 now where they take the easy option out, I reckon. Around the final corner here, losing a little bit of time through that last sector. He's dropped down now to 2/10. He's still improved on his time with a 49.1. We have Silky out on track here, just going through a warm-up stage. Gherkin, he's put together a 2:07. It's a pretty good time in practice. He was sitting around the 2-minute mark. So you're looking to see, hopefully he gets into the 59s. And we've got Dempsey, best lap is a 2:01.7, so just a little bit off pace at the moment, but he's just probably trying to get a bit of temperature into the tyres to get some grip. T-Dub's now out on track as well, got his setup all together, going through the process of warming those tyres up, getting a bit of temp into him before he starts his hot lap. We can see there just Silky has just gone through with a 1:48.9. So far you can see there straight away, Parsons on top with a 1:47.8, already a second faster than Silkia and Pickle. Pickle's only 2/10 off Silkia, so there's going to be a good battle between those two. Then we go back to CTs, who is leading the GT4 class with a 1:56.3, so just 2 seconds faster than Hobbsy with a 58.59. Sparrow up in 6, which is looking promising for him tonight, the 1:59.1. But we still have T-Dub, Lot McQueen and Zeus to put a lap on the board. Jumping into the field. You can definitely see the speed difference there between the GT2 and GT4, just going down that back straight, so we'll be seeing some overtaking of back markers during the race. So Gherkin's on a good lap here. He's 7/10 up. So it's putting him very close to that 59 mark. I'll jump on board here with him. KTM Crossbows GT4s are just like a massive go-kart on steroids. Going through the final section of chicanes. He's still just on 1 second up. Got a good exit there. Final corner is 1.2 seconds up. This is going to put him in the 59s for sure. On 59.58. What a great lap from Bergen. We've got Temps out there still sitting on a 159.3 flat. We're looking to put a bit of an improvement on that. Oh, we've got a bit of an incident here. What's happened here? We've got the Cubs pulled over. Temps had a bit of an issue too. I'm pretty sure that was Gherkin had a bit of a incident. So whether they've had a little bit of a collision there. Can we jump into the replay? Have a quick look. There we go. Oh, just tried to throw it up the inside of Gherkin there. No. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the race. Volume off on my stream. You can hear it through my phone. Our T-Dub has set a lap and he's on a faster 1-2. This is going to put him into a low 59. 59.24. Currently moves him to 7th. And I think that's 4th overall for the GT4s. Hobbsy on a faster lap with a 56.9. That's definitely going to be one of the fastest GT4s so far. Just in behind CT's. CT's a 56.29. So Hobbsy's going to improve here. He's going to put him even closer to CT's. There's only going to be a couple of tenths between each other. 56.77. So just under 5 minutes now left to practice. Most of them now will be out with less fuel in it, going through probably a quali lap just to see what conditions would be like. Lot McQueen there with a 57.68, so he's not too far off both Hobbsy and Seedies. Seedies starting a flying lap here. Sparrow just sitting in the pits, obviously happy with his 59.1. Sparrow, I don't know if anyone else is, but Sparrow is actually racing on controller. Most of the guys have wheels, but there's some really talented guys out there that can play this game on controller, and hats off to you, because it is a talent that not a lot of people can do. So, tip of the hat to you, Sparrow. Zeus, he's put a lap together with a 59.1. So that's not too bad. That's pretty close to around Gherkin. And we have Right Off here now. And who else has joined us? We've got 14. People actually goes. So there's our list at the moment. You can see Pickle has gotten pretty close now to Silkia. So there's just under a tenth between Silkia and Pickle, but still 1 second behind Clarkson. CTs and Hobbsies, there's only 4 tenths in it between those two for the top spot in the GT4s. And then 8 tenths behind is Lightning McQueen. And just behind them is T-Dub, very closely followed by Sparrow, only 3 tenths. And just behind Sparrow by 2 1,000ths of a second is Zeus. And 1/10 back to Temps. Another 10th back there to the Cub. And 2 tenths back there to Gherkin. As Right Off just crosses the line, obviously only just started. He's only 2 seconds behind Gherkin, so give him a few laps and he'll probably be up amongst these 3 or 4 at the back here. Mr. Late Night Racing in the chat there saying thanks again for jumping in the comms. Not a problem at all, mate. It's good sometimes to sit back and give others a bit more of an opportunity and a bit of coverage on the stream and on YouTube. So I'm happy to do that. And also gives the guys a chance to hopefully push for a podium and get their name higher up the ranks. I feel sometimes that it's hard when you are quicker than others to just go driving on your own and leave them in the dust. So I feel it's easy just to sometimes step back and give others an opportunity. So happy to be in the comm box once again. So just on 30 seconds left, everyone should be starting pretty much last laps. As we see Pickle here, he's obviously bailing out of that lap. We'll be calling it, getting ready to start his quali. And same as Dilke, he's just bailed out of that one, obviously catching up to a GT4. Was going to interfere with his final section. As we now just go to the end, everyone will be finishing their laps. Go to the final result here. Who's the next? It'll be T-Dub. Finish his lap through the final chicane sector there. Out of the corner. As T-Dub comes down across the line, does he improve? He does. He jumps to Zeus by just under 1/10 of a second. And then the Cub jumps in front of T-Dub as well. Moves up to 7th. Now go to McQueen. Going around the final sector there, a little bit wide. Don't know if that's invalidated a lap or not. Can get a little bit of runoff on this track, but not a hell of a lot. You know, no improvement there. He stays in 6th place. And we're coming up to Gherkin here through the final chicane to finish his final lap of practice. Can he make any improvements? Up to the finish line.
Green light, go, go, go.
So at the end of practice, we had Clarkson with a 47.8. Silkia in second in pro class with a 48.9, 1.1 seconds off. And Pickle in third with a 49.0, only 1/10 off the back of Silkia there. Then leading the GT4s, we had CTs with a 156.29. Second place is Hobbsy with a 156.56. Third place, Lick McQueen with a 57.55. Only just behind is the Cub with a 57.98. And only just behind Ying 2 is T-Dub with a 58 flat. Then we have Zeus sitting in 9th with a 58.15. Sparrow in 10th with a 59.18. Temps in 11th with a 59.30. Gherkin in 12th with a 59.58. And right off with a 2-minute 01. So there are some very close times here. You can see 10, 11, 12 and 13 will be in a battlefield, and then it's going to be very close between Zeus, T-Dub, Cub, Lit McQueen and Hobbsy. As we get out of that and go into qualifying. Most around on track, just going through a setup, probably waiting a little bit. Doesn't hurt to wait a little bit and get some clean air and then roll on out. Everyone's pretty much just rolling through their warm-up lap, trying to get temp into the tyres, trying to get the brakes nice and warm. Pretty sure most of them will be running really low fuel, probably only about 12 to 14 litres. Because with 10 minutes you probably only get about 4, maybe 5 laps in. As we see Clarkson here, we'll go on board for a lap with Clarkson. Yeah, up to the first there again. A little bit of understeer there, heading through that. Missed the apex by quite a bit. Head down through this sweeping. A lot of curb. That's definitely going to cost him some time there. He's up to the back hairpin. The final into the sector 3. A little bit of push here. This is usually a double apex that corner. Now up into the last section of chicanes. A lot of curve there, got a pretty good bounce. And onto the main straight, crosses the line, the 147.6. Pickle crosses the line with a 48.2. So obviously that lap was invalid by Clarkson. That's put Pickle to the top so far with his lap. What else is settled at? Gherkin's just done a 2:01.5. They're still trying to get a bit of temp into the tyres. Silky is there sitting in second with a 48.4. Just behind Pickle, only 2/10 behind. Zeus has put a 156.9 on the board. Currently sitting in 5th. And that would be second in the GT4s. Just behind Lip McQueen. CT's now has moved up into first place in the GT4s with a 56.29. clean with a 56.60. Hobbs' first lap was invalidated with a 57.1, so looks like he's pushing on. Try to get a second lap together. T-Dub's done a 58.2. So Pickle now has been eclipsed. He's just done a 49 that last lap, so down a little bit. He's in second now because Clarkson has gone through. Where is he? So a 48.2 now plays a 47.4, so just on a second faster. So pretty much this whole series, Clarkson has won every race for the pros. So I think he's pretty much already got enough points to take the series out. So it's basically now on for the battle for second between Pickle and Silkia. Silkia's on a good lap here too. He's 3/10 up. We jump on board. Going through into sector 3. We'll stay on board here. There he is there, hard at work. Ooh, there's a little bit of push there, carries a little bit too much speed into that. Exit through here. It's done nicely. Ooh, a little bit wide of the apex there. Gathers it up. Oh, got a bad bounce off that curve and that's dropped him down a lot of time. Unfortunately, he won't improve on that. And he pulls over. Second now with a 59.4. Moved him up a couple of places. He'll be pretty happy with that. As Temps comes down and crosses the line with a 2:03. So he's usually quite faster than that. So he's probably that was his warm-up lap. Now that he's got temperature and brake temp as well, he should be able to push very wide of the apex there. Or whether he's struggling with the light fuel load, not too sure. Just stepping aside to let Silkia through. Cub's still yet to set a lap. His last lap was a 2-minute, but was invalidated. Beat up with a 58. He's going to better his lap here. This will put him into the 57s. Crosses the line with a 57.72. Obviously still up there with a 56.5, so it's getting pretty close towards the top for the GT4s. So we have a quick look here. You see you're just passing a second faster than Pickle, and only 2/10 back to Silkia between Pickle and Silkia, so that's going to be very close there. Then for the GT4s we've got CT's. 2/10 behind him is Hobbsy's. 1/10 behind him is McQueen. Then 3/10 behind McQueen is Zeus. Well, T-Dub's pulled into the pits, whether he's just going to sit out the rest of quali. Quite possibly, we've only got 2 minutes left. And same Clarkson is into the pits. Probably knows that no one can match that time, so he doesn't need to stay out on track. We'll get pretty close. A lot of them are starting to head into the pits now. Obviously sitting there thinking they're happy with that. Good starting position anyway. It is a 40-minute race with one compulsory stop. A little bit wide there from Lick McQueen. I think this will be... still valid. 56.51. Nice lap. Let's see if he is now. Currently sitting in first place for the GT4s. Oh, the big slide moment there. Manages to gather it up. Lost a lot of time. He's now basically on par with his best lap. Sparrow in the pits. Just under a minute to go. Zeus has really come to grips with this car. He actually says he's quite fond of it. Work must work for him. So first lap is a 56.9. So he's mixing it now up in the top 5 for the GT4s. Right off, sitting in the pits. Pickle's done a 48.0. Pretty much on par with his best lap. With 10 seconds to go, everyone was pretty much going to be on their final lap now. And we tried a late braking marker there, and it's just washed him wide a little bit. Lost 0.3 through that last corner, which is unfortunate. It'll be hard to make back up when you're on the edge. Silky goes real wide out into the marbles. It's hard to get the car turned back in from out there. And everyone else has pretty much bailed into the pits. Garage. So next to come around will be Pickle. I don't know if he will better his time. He was 0.3 down. He bails out to the pits. He knows that he couldn't improve on that time. Be doing a pit entry practice, finding that marker, getting to the limiter. It's always handy to do that. Just so when it comes to race time, you don't end up going in too quick and end up with a pit lane penalty. But the last thing you want in these short races is a drive-through or a pit lane penalty. Yeah, that could be the difference from being second placed to second last. As Silky now comes around the final corner, can he improve on his lap? Crosses the line, no improvement. So still very close there between Pickle and Silky, just on 0.4 between them two. Hobbsy here, last car on track. I actually think Hobbsy's on the controller as well. You can tell by that jerkiness, but he's bailed out of it. So that is it. That is qualifying over. We have Clarkson way out in front by 0.7 with a 147.2. Followed by Pickle with a 48.0. Closely behind is Silkio with a 48.4. Then in the GT4 class we have Cetes with a 56.14. Just on 3.5 behind is Lick McQueen with a 56.12. Hobbsy with a 56.52. And Zeus in 7th with a 56.91. And the Cub with a 57.53. T-Dub with a 57.72. So only 1.5 between the Cub and T-Dub. So there's going to be some close battle packs here. And then we go to Sparrow sitting in 10th with a 58.6. Right off in 11th with a 58.8. Gherkin in 12th with a great lap with a 59.4. And Temps rounds out the field in 13th with a 2-minute 1. So now we're just in the intermission stage before race starts. So now would be a good time to grab a cup of coffee or grab a drink, grab a beer, grab some snacks and get ready because we've got 2 minutes before race starts as we've just lined up on the grid. So it'll be Clarkson leading the front from Pickle and Silkia in the GT2s. As you can see, most of the cars are sitting up high because they'll be going through their setups, resetting their fuel, getting their pit strategies ready. Those GTs will lead the GT4s away from Lip McQueen, Hobbsy, Zeus, the Cub, T-Dub, Mr. Late Night Racing, Sparrow, right off, Gherkin, and rounding out the field will be Temps 96. So it looks like it's going to be, as always, a pretty short formation lap. It's starting just before the last chicane. So not a lot of space to get temperatures into tyres or brakes. So usually the first couple of laps are a little bit dicey. You know, some people push pretty hard. But you've got to take into consideration tyre temps, cold, so it'll take a while to warm up. But as we get closer to 30 seconds, all the cars will drop and ignitions will start and engines will fire.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty much ready to go. People's got the lights on. Eyes forward. We go 0. We're leading out double file. That's Clarkson leads the field away. Will hold their speed at just under 70 k's. Staying pretty close. Don't know whether Pickle's a little bit behind there or whether Carson's a bit in front. There's a bit of a gap there. Green light. Number 17 has already been given a drive-through. Who's that? Right off. So he's obviously been out of good position. So he'll have to make a compulsory drive-through there. Pickle goes really deep around the outside here, trying to make a move early on Clarkson. And Silky is very close in behind. As we go back to the GT4s, there's Zeus pushing hard in behind. McQueen, Hobbsy and CTs trying to catch up to the field. So the GT2s have already bolted away. Already got a 5-second gap over the field of the GT4s. As we watch here, Gherkin trying to stay with the group. Kemp's now pushing on the back of Right Off, who will be serving that drive-through in the next 3 laps. Whether he gets in now, gets it over and done with early and try to get back out. But that's pretty much going to be his race done. As we look at T-Dub here, pushing on the back of Zeus. As we go on the dashboard here at T-Dub. Oh, Zeus has gone very wide and that's opened the door up and that's let T-Dub through. Zeus will be filthy with that and trying to push his way back. Towards the front here, CT's has got a little bit of a gap now over Hobbsy, just on 1 second. Oh, massive moment there from Hobbsy. Car's just snapped sideways on him. And that looks like Lip McQueen is going in for his early pit stop, doing it on lap 1. Don't know how that's going to go with tyre management, but we'll have to wait and see towards the end of the race. So Ride-Off has not served his pit lane penalty yet. Sparrow here pushing hard on the back's attempts, trying to close that gap. Zeus now trying to climb back towards T-Dub. Out in front, Clarkson's already pulled a 1.6 second gap on Pickle and Silkia. The fastest lap so far over 52. We'll jump on board here with Silkia. Watch him try to close in here on Pickle. Pickle's gone a little bit deep there. Just going to let him up the inside. Oh no, not quite. Still early days, still trying to get tyre tempo and get those pressures up and get those tyres to bite in. A little bit of a feather on the throttle there from Silkia just to keep it on track. The cub trying to close in on the back of Gherkin. Jump on board here. Watch them through the final sector. Actually looks like the cub's on control as well. You can tell by the jerkiness of the wheel. Hats off to you, mate, for having a crack at this game with the controller. Not easy. It looks like we've got Sparrow in the pits as well. He's always been an early pit stopper. Sometimes it's worked for him, sometimes he's struggled. Once again, we'll have to wait and see once everyone has made their compulsory stop as to how they all fall back into place. But Ride-Off's going to have to be careful here. If he doesn't pick this lap, he's going to get disqualified, and it's going to take him completely out of the race. So it looks like everyone's pretty much one of the players. You can see there already 2 laps in, and Clarson's got a 4-second lead. So as I said, he'll just vanish away now. So the battle will be for second place between Pickle and Silkia. Gherkin's still holding the cub off. That's really good. T-Dub's managed to open that gap up to Zeus out to 2.6 seconds. He's only 3.9 behind Hobbsy, currently sitting in third, and I believe T-Dub's leading the GT4 Championship. Just going to jump on with Ride-Off. Let's see if he's actually going to pick this lap. We come up to the final sector here, into the final chicane. And yes, he does pull in to do his drive-through. So on the ball with Pickle here, looking back at Silkia. See if we can get a gain of strength and weaknesses between those two sectors. It was a little bit wide through that last corner. Bit of a downshift there. Silkia carries a lot of speed in that one, uses all the exit curve. Just trying to stay on the back of Pickle. Pickle once again misses the apex by a little bit. Not much in it. Oh, the Cub's gotten past Gherkin. He should be fighting back to get that position back. Temps in, doing his compulsory stop. A lot of them are coming in nice and early. Just be interesting to see how tyre life will hold up for them towards the end of the race. Because even in a 40-minute race, these tyres do wear down pretty quick. Zeus just started to climb back onto the back of T-Dub here. He's got that down to just under a second. CTs and Hobbsy are about 6 seconds down the road from these two. T-Dub's trying to hold on to that third place in the GT4s. Every point's going to count for him in the championship. Go on board here for a lap with T-Dub in a GT4 around Barcelona. On the throttle and to this fast sweeping right-hander. Up to one of the first hairpins. Really good exit through there. Back into first gear. Get a turn in, just punch it out the other side. A little bit of a bump there, he's had to back off the throttle just ever so slightly. You see up the top there in that mirror, Zeus is inching his way closer. Oh, deep on the brakes, it goes a little bit wide. Zeus actually followed him a little bit there, so there's nothing really going. This final chicane section. Back in the first gear, gets it turned in nicely. Hard on the throttle out for the final corner. A little bit of a feather through there. But he's managed to open it back up by 2/10. Back to Zeus. Now, obviously still trying to catch CTs, who's now got a 2.8 second gap, leading the GT4s. Pretty much everyone's found their rhythm and found their groove. Rick McQueen must have had an incident, because I'm pretty sure he was higher up than that. The Cubs gotten past him. Obviously, I think Gherkin's had a bit of an incident too, because he was dropped right off the back of that pack. Sparrow now trying to chase down Temps, who both of them have done their compulsory stop. So that battle will be for position. Right off now, sitting in 11th, done his pit lane drive through. Larson now out to a 6-second lead on Pickle and Silkia. Pickle's still holding second position. This is a good result for him. He needs to have a good result. He's got 2.3 second gap back to Silkia. So we get a helmet cam here with Silkia. I love it that he's driving the KTM but wearing this and his mate gloves. Whether the car's not to Silkia's liking or whether he's just biding his time, trying to find that groove, or whether Pickle's just come on form, which he's been due to do. There. JPG Motorsport Team race suit. The gap's not really extending, as you can see here, because they're about to start catching up onto the back of some of the GT4s. Let's see if we can gauge the speed difference down the front straight. The flash of the lights to let him know he's coming. Not quite close enough to get him on the first corner. He's going to try, he goes around the outside. Right off, leaves a little bit of room there for him, that's nicely done. Silky will sneak through as well. Gherkin about to get lapped down here by Clarkson, leaves him plenty of room. As I tell most of these guys, when you've got lapped cars or when you've got leaders coming up behind you, just need to concentrate on driving your line and they'll get around you. If you're in a battle or you're trying to catch a position, Gherkin's had a bit of a spin and a little bit of a touch on the wall there, where the car just got unsettled under brakes. It's very unfortunate. Just waiting for the cars to go through before he backs out. Nice race etiquette there. And he continues on. And there's Temps, with Sparrow just behind, 2.4 seconds behind him, trying to close that gap. P-Dub has gone in and done his compulsory stop as well. So he comes out back on track, 13 seconds up the road from Temps. The gap now between our leaders and the GT4s has come down to 1.3 seconds. Hobbsy's closing that gap. There's a slide through there. But it's pretty easy for these guys on control once the car gets into a slide to be able to correct it. It's still hovering around 1.3, 1.5 seconds. Some really good racecraft in late night racing with these guys. Everyone's pretty much, most of the AM drivers are on par in a group with each other in times, so it makes it really close racing, but it also makes it super hard to catch and pass as well. We've got Little McQueen here, about to get lapped by Clarkson. Here's our GT4 leader, CT's doing a nice job, keeping it nice and smooth. Gained a little bit of time on that last lap from Hobbsy. You can see here now, Sparrow right on the back of Temps. Still hovering about just on 1 second between Pickle and Silkia. I want Temps to raise it up down to just under a second. Deep under brakes. Sparrow's having a look on the outside. There's not going to be much room there for him. Is he going to try a switch back here? Preserve himself now through the chicane, get a good exit onto the front straight. Temps covers a little bit. got a good run out of that final corner. Sparrow will be in the draft a little bit there. Not quite close enough to have a look then into turn one. Stay with these two for a second, see if Sparrow can have a look this lap. Sparrow got a good run through that corner, gained a 10th. Right on the back of him here. Was he going to do it? I reckon his best bet now is to set him up for the hairpin at the end of this back straight. Right on his back door now. Let's get a good exit here. As we come down into the braking zone. Not quite enough there yet. Oh, Sparrow throws it in the dirt. Oh, Temps is absolutely thrown it right off track, and that's just made it so easy for Sparrow to go straight past. Temps will be dirty with that. Just needs to regroup now and drive on. Silky has gone into the pits to do his compulsory stop. So that's taken a little bit of pressure off Pickle, but he still needs to keep smacking out these laps. His best laps are 47.6 and his last lap was a 48.4. So he needs to keep those laps, at least stay in the 48s. So then when he pits, hopefully no hiccups in the pits as he comes in now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the pits here.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
Goes through the pit limiter there. We'll have a quick look. You can see Silky just going through sector 1, coming up to turns 6 and 7. So we'll keep an eye on that. So looking on the map there, here's the red dot about to go through that fast sweeping right. Jump on board here with Pickle. He's stopped on his marks. Usually 30 seconds. So you get your tyres, you can get fuel, everything's covered in that 30 seconds. If you have damage or suspension or brake problems, you can change that as well, but that adds time. So it's a minimum 30 seconds that you'll be sitting on the spot. You can see Silky coming up to the final chicane section here. Waiting for Pickle to drop. There he drops there. He starts rolling out as Silky comes through the final turn onto the front straight. Pickle's out. Under power. Looks like he's gained some time there. So we go back into drive mode. So he's gained about 2.5 seconds there over Silky. But Silky will have warmer tyres and should be able to close that gap on this lap while Pickle starts to get a bit of tyre pressure brought up. So we'll come back to that. So we've still got a few drivers in. Clarson's in now doing his pit stop as well as Zeus. It'll be actually interesting to see. So we'll go back here again. I want to see where Zeus and T-Dub come in. So Zeus is in doing his stop. T-Dub's obviously had an incident because he's right down the field now. So that's taken that completely out of the equation. Hobbsy's definitely going to jump Zeus, so that's very unfortunate. We've missed that incident there with T-Dub. As that gap is now going to settle down to just on 2 seconds between Pickle and Silkia. So I think there's only CTs and Ride Off and Let McQueen left to do their compulsory stops. So we've got Ride Off and Hobbsy here. It is a battle for position, but Ride Off still has to do his compulsory stop. So it's not really... not a lot of pressure there for Hobbsy. He's right on his tail. Obviously got a lot more speed. Has a look down the inside here. Throws it up the inside. Right Off leaves him plenty of room. Nicely done there from Hobbsy and Right Off. We've got Lip McQueen in now to do his compulsory stop. Ooh, he might have been done there. Because you have to be doing 50 at that line, not over it. So we'll have to wait and see. He might end up with a drive-through. Or it might actually be a 30-second stop-go penalty for excessive speed in pit lane. So we'll keep an eye on that. Sparrow now sitting in 9th. So Zeus is going to gain some positions here. Right Off's gone in to do his compulsory stop as well. That gap with Pickle and Silky is just getting ever so closer. 1.7. Just want to watch this. Lip McQueen is dropped. He's rolling back out. So once he gets back onto the racetrack, we'll be notified whether he's been done. No, he's got away with it. Nicely done. Pickles and Silkia coming past CT's, our GT4 race leader. Really? Or is it Hobbsy? No, Hobbsy's nearly now. So CT's has obviously had a bit of an incident and Hobbsy's gotten past. Hobbsy's leading the GT4s. But there's not much in it, there's only a second between them. There's Hobbsy right there. And we've got a battle for first and second in the GT4s and a battle for second and third in the GT2s. Sparrow's sitting in 8th now. Just 7 seconds behind Lip McQueen. Don't know if he's going to be able to close that. So we have got just on 13.5 minutes left to racing. I believe everyone has completed their compulsory stop. There's Zeus now sitting in 3rd. I think he's only done probably 3 or 4 races with late night racing on Assetto Corsa. So that's a good result for him. That'll be a definite confidence booster for him going into further races. Carson now with an 18-second gap. Like I said, he's come on so strong in the last few months, and it's at the point now where he's just running his own race. He's just going to win absolutely everything and anything that he goes into because no one is even close to him. So might as well just, well, I wouldn't say not including, but there's a guaranteed win there for him, so just write that off. And it's always now the battle for second position. And it's getting super close now. Silky's coming on strong. Coming on super strong now with the second half of this race. Whether he's got higher pressures in his tyres, because it looks like the sun's starting to set, so track temperature is going to be coming down a little bit. A little bit of a lift there. There's 260 kilometres an hour, 263 in the first turn. Well, because it's been held up here by right off, so it's going to allow Silky to close right in. Well, Silky's have to back off a little bit too. Oh, Pickle's gone super deep, got a bit of understeer there, almost took his brother Gherkin out. 99 has got to drive through the track limits. Elite McQueen, that's very unfortunate. Well, let's stay with this group. This is the battle in Pro class. Back of Pickle's car, looking back at Silkia. Oh, Silkia runs a little bit wide there, puts some few tyres on the kid litter. Just under 10 minutes to go. Pickle got a good exit through there. Looks like I got that back up there for a second. Now between CT's here. He's in the slipstream behind Hobbsy. Is he going to have a look in at the first turn? Hobbsy covers, goes defensive. Can't quite make the move yet, runs very wide into turn 3. Not quite close enough. Got Queen's just got one lap left to serve his drive through. Oh, Hobbsy runs very wide there too. Both these guys making small mistakes. The pressure's on. So they're going to get a run through here. A little bit of understeer. Just lost a bit of speed off, so he's not going to be able to look any of the hairpin. She's had a good run through that section there. They'll have to get back out into a second. Sparrow going mad on the wheel. It just shows you guess the glitchiness of the thumbstick on the controller. That's just normal. So Zeus stays the way he is, he's going to pick up a podium here in the GT4s. He's got a 19-second gap to Lip McQueen, who's still got to do a drive-through, so that'll take him back to Sparrow, who's 36 seconds down the road. This will be a great result here from Zeus. And the gap's still here between Pickle and Silky, still sitting around that 1 second mark as Pickle puts the lap on T-Dub. You can see the speed difference there between the GT2s and GT4s. They just blitz past T-Dub. Silky now right on the back of Pickle. We've got Temps up in front, so they both should be able to get him down the front straight. They shouldn't hinder anyone. A little bit of a sideways motion there for Pickle. Both from the 48, 48.8 that lap of Pickle, 48.2 Silkia. What's going on here? Why is Clarkson in the pits again? Unless he has run out of fuel, could be a possibility. Is there anything I could think of? So that means that's put Pickle in the lead of the race. So a little bit of extra pressure put on Pickle now. Just have to cough there. Oh, who we got there? Right off. Trying to put Pickle around the outside of the track. That's costing heaps of time. And Silky almost got taken out as well. I don't know what was thinking there from right off. You're not battling if you're not battling anybody, and you see the leaders coming through, probably best to step aside. Only if you're battling with someone or really close to someone. Oh, bad bounce there from Silkia. Only if you're battling someone super close that you stick to your lines and the faster guys will get around you. Because of that, the gap's now open back up out to 1.2. So we'll keep an eye on that. Gergen's now made his best lap's been a 59.16, so he's even bettered his time from qualifying and practice almost into the 58s. That's been really good for him. Even though he's a few laps down, all the practice in the world helps you to become a better driver, smoother, faster. All comes with time and practice. So he's doing really well, Gergen is. So T-Dub's closing onto the back of Temps here. T-Dub might get this position back and take 9th away from Temps. And out in the front here, Hobbsy and CT's down to 0.3 of a second. CT's goes deep under brakes. Right to his quarter panel. They go side by side here. Hobbs is going to be on the inside for the next turn. He's looking for the crisscross. He managed to get it up the side. Hobbs is going to push him close to the dirt. That's fine. Good hard racing here. No contact mode. CT's going to have a look down here at the hairpin. Is he close enough? Might be in the slipstream. Yeah, not quite under brakes at this stage. Looking left and right. Can't quite do it, so we've still got a bat. We now have a battle for the lead in both GT4 and GT2. With just under 2 minutes to go, so one more lap after this. Jump on board here with Pickle. As he comes up to the back of Sparrow, Sparrow will know they're coming and he'll step aside, he'll let them go. So let's make a little bit shallow through this corner. He's managed to open that gap out to 1.2. Silkia. If we can hold this together for one more lap, this will be a great win for Pickle. Another boost of confidence for him. Been struggling with pace over the last few months. This will definitely be a boost in morale for him. Around the final corner here, comes up to the line. We're notified that this will be the final lap.
The leader's on final lap now.
Here we go. One more lap to go. We'll stay with these two right to the end. And we'll jump back to Hobbsy. We'll have a quick look now. Hobbsy's and CT's. Oh, CT's going to look down the inside of the hairpin. Hobbsy leaves him just enough room. As they go side by side. Oh, Hobbsy just sticks it around the outside and holds in the position. So these two are going to battle it down to the very end. Oh, a little bit of contact at the back there. These two are going to battle it down to the last lap as well. One more lap to go. So let's jump back here with Pickle and Silkia. As the clock ticks over to 0. They come down the back straight. Pickle's still got a 1 second gap lead. Into the hairpin. Nice and smooth. Now comes up to the final chicane for the last time. Around the final corner, Pickle takes the win for round 9 of the KTM Crossfire, closely followed by Silkia. What a great race from those two. As we head back here, CT's has gotten past. Hobbsy's not going to give up. He's looking down the inside. Try to set him up here. Oh, don't run off the grass. We'll get a good run out through here. We're going to go deep under brakes. Puts the nose out and not quite enough room. Oh, and he's drilled him. He's readdressed. Nicely done. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just brake lock up. Contact was made. No position was lost. He's readdressed. Play on. Got to have a crack on the last lap if you're that close. As we round through the final chicane. Oh, Hobbsy straight over the curb. Around the final corner, CTs will take the win in the GT4 class for round 9. Closely followed by Hobbsy. Oh, who has bended into the wall. And Zeus will cross the line to take 3rd place in the GT4. save the replay. Done. Go back to the garage. So everyone has finished. So Pickle with a great win. Just on 7/10 over from Silkia. Clarkson. Don't know what happened there. I don't know whether he's run out of fuel or whether he's had an incident. I think it's probably more likely fuel. And then we have the GT Force. We have CTs taking the win for round 9 over Hobbsy and Zeus. Great result there from Zeus to take 3rd spot. And Sparrow up into 4th, so we'll get a Facebook mention as well as Lit McQueen. And then unfortunately for Tito, dropped down to 9th, followed by Temps in 10th. Jerkin in 11th, which was a really good result there for him. Followed by Right Off in 12th and Cub in 13th. So that's it, guys, for this round of the KTM Crossfires. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to follow the channel to do it. I'm going to probably do it most Thursday nights. I will do it next Thursday night. After that, I'll be away for 2 weeks on holiday. But when I get back, I'll continue doing Thursday night commentaries. If you guys enjoy it, let me know in the comments if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, guys, and catch yous on the next one.